Hey y'all, Rick Fearless, Strokers Dallas, Strokers Ice House, Punch Wally Garage. Good morning. How you doing? All right. Today is Monday, April 22nd, 2024, year of our Lord. Season number 2, episode number 113. Is that right? 113? Yeah. In today's show, we will cover Dentyne gum, time travel, and weird. Let's go. In My Life, the 366 Project. Coming to you almost live from almost downtown Dallas, from the powerful CHUMP studio. Today, the Mr. Peabody Wayback Machine goes back to 1967. So in 1967, my brother and I were 10 and 11 years old. I remember a lot of times on Sundays, our Mima would come get us. I think she'd come get us just to give her mom a break. And she'd take us to church and to the drugstore and places like that. You know, we'd basically hang out with our Mima a lot on Sundays. And when we would go to church, you know, there's always number one rule. The number one rule when we were with our Mima, for me and Randy, were no fighting. We always were fighting. No fighting. And we would go to church, and you know, Mima would have her grandma hat on, and she'd have the white gloves, and then she would separate us. I would be on one side of Mima, and my brother would be on the other side. That's so we couldn't do horseplay. And, you know, you start getting restless. And we'd get restless. She'd open her purse. You know, she had that little thing where you'd open your purse. She'd pull out some Dentyne gum. She loved Dentyne. Remember, it has that kind of peppermint, cinnamon smell to it. You know, they're in these little rectangle pieces of gum. She would split it in half. Mima, can't we have it? No! Half a piece. And we'd chew that Dentyne gum, and we'd go through the church. We would go to the drugstore, get our prescriptions, and that was Big State Drug, which I later owned with my wife. And we would get a milkshake, but we couldn't get a milkshake. We get one milkshake in 2 glasses. She made us split it. But I think about those days, and I think about how simple times were back then, and I think about how tough my ma had it, you know, 2 kids at 18 years old, and pretty much raising us by herself. So that was some good times. They seemed pretty chaotic back then, but it was pretty good times. All right, let's check that chuck. Check that chuck, you big... Woo! Woo! Look at that, man. You got some more plaids. Well, I don't like to brag, but I'm the Plaid King. Plaid King? Yeah, it sounds like a restaurant. No, it's a shoe. Gray, red, yellow, darker gray, and a lighter gray, and a lighter... And you got the black logo, black toe, black sole, boot bottom, something yellow on the bottom, red shoestrings, one eye down, double knotted for safety. I'm not kidding. These are, say it with me, y'all, these are some handsome chucks. You want to look around the office? Okay. So there's me and the best dog I've ever owned, Alice. So I got Alice in 2012. She'll be 12 years old in August. She's a sheepadoodle, part sheepdog, part poodle. She doesn't shed. Alice is blind, or mostly blind, and she was being mostly blind for a long time, but she was always hard of seeing. But she's a good dog, and I love Alice, and I love this picture of me and Alice sitting on my desk. Okay, let's read Grandma's calendar. Okay, what do we got here? 1949, May the 12th. We went to town, got our beef from the ice plant. We ate dinner, that means lunch, with Mother Fairless. Bobby Dale stayed all night with Kenneth. That's my Uncle Kenny. 13th. Dick and Harry, that's my dad, he was a teenager in 1949. Put the grass on the dam this evening. I went to the cemetery with Mother and Dad tonight. We went to Martha and Stent's for her birthday party, 14th. Dick went to town to work on the pickup. We went to the carnival tonight. We bought a new pickup, Chevrolet, not new. I guess that means they bought a used pickup. Okay. Going to the carnival in 1949. You can close your eyes and imagine that. The freak show and all that stuff. Dad joke. I was going to tell you a joke about time travel, but you didn't like it. Get off the couch, a motivational minute. Yesterday you said tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Let's go. What does that mean, Rick Fairless? That means quit putting things off. Start doing things that you want to do. You can start slow. That's okay. That's all right. Start slow. A marathon's one step at a time. You ain't got to run the whole thing this very minute. Take your time. Just make some progress. Today is Monday, so we have the Dollar Store Generals and a jam tonight. They're really good. Monday's a good day to come out. I think it's supposed to be sunny and in the low 70s today. That's pretty good. Okay, from the That's Weird file. So we had this lady that I used to see down the street. She's a panhandler, and she does the splits. So she was out here, and she was basically panhandling for my customers. So I said, "Madam, you got to go on. You can't stay here." So immediately she went into the splits and gave me a dirty look, and I said, "Well, that's fine. You can do the splits, but do it over there, not here." So she had a purse, and she started pulling stuff out of the purse and throwing it at me. And I said, "Lady, you got to go." Then she pulled out a hammer, and she went back like this, and I said, "Lady, you better not throw that hammer at me." She started laughing, shoved the hammer in her purse, started walking off, and I said, "What about this mess you made out here?" And she said, "Clean it up," and left. And I cleaned it up. Check out my website, Strokers Dallas Merch, MERCH.com. I'd appreciate it if you bought a hat or a shirt or a koozie or something from us. It's going to be a long Monday. I got to go. I'm thinking about that Dentyne gum. Love you. Bye. Hey, I'll see you tomorrow.